Death comes unexpectedly. This was a quote from the movie Pollyanna. There was a preacher in there going on and on and on and on about how death would come unexpectedly and you better get right with Jesus. And this is day 28 of the meaning and significance of the resurrection of Jesus in our series of our 30 for 30. And it's Good Friday. And I want to talk just a bit about this inconvenient truth that sort of mugs us every year when we think about the death of Jesus, is that, or ought to at least, is that death will get us all. We are absolutely in the midst of dying, all of us. We can merely delay death, but none of us will overcome death. Death will overcome us all. We don't know when that day is, though. I don't want to presume that I've got 2 more videos in me. You know, that's a foolish assumption, though. You know, that we sort of all think we're going to have that. You know, none of us think we're going to die. Cicero once said, according to Carl Truman, in an article I read, that no man believes he has less than 1 year to live. We all think we're going to see that next year, no matter how old we are. As you think about the inconvenient truth of death now, we've sort of moved into that Pollyanna mindset of where we deny death. We don't think it's going to hit us. We think, you know, even when we do experience death up until now, we just sort of spiritualize it away. Like I saw a recent celebrity interview, a very big influential guy, and he's talking to the lady who's interviewing him about the death of his father, and he is absolutely in denial that this even happened. He says, yeah, you know, my relationship with my dad is better than it's ever been. We talk every day. And I'm like, excuse me, you talk every day to your dead father? To him, he's still there. And I think he's either, I don't exactly understand what he's doing. I know there's denial is a part of grieving, yes, but he's denying the reality. It's that his dad is dead and gone. There is no communication, and if there is, it's all in his mind. And of course it's better than he thinks it is, because this guy can't contradict him. He's exactly what he wants him to be, you know, in his imagination. And so I think that we can either totally deny death, or we can just, you know, spiritualize it away, or the reality of it. But look, here's what this coronavirus tells us, is that we're all going to die. Death is coming for us. And the best answer we have is social distancing, which is virtually insignificant. We can't stop the thing. All we can do is delay it. All we can do is flatten the curve, and maybe several 100,000 people less will die. You know, but at the end of the day, we're all going to die. We are merely delaying the inevitable. And that is miserable. Back in the day, people came to church in order for you to, the church, to explain their misery. Not to make them feel good, but to explain their misery. To open up the scriptures and explain, why are we so miserable? Is there hope out there? People didn't go to church in order to feel good and get pumped up and to go live their best life now and hopefully get all the blessings they feel like they deserve. No, we were struggling. We were dying and experiencing death. One of my great heroes in the faith is a man named John Owen. And I believe he had, I'm foggy on the numbers here, but I think he had 12 children by 3 different wives, because 2 of his wives died. And then all but one of them he outlived and buried. He buried 2 loves of his life and 11 dear children. I mean, that's a lot of suffering. That's a lot of suffering. You know the last book he wrote? The Glory of Christ. You know, we have this absolutely, awful church culture here, where we're just like so positive and happy all the time, and there's nowhere for a suffering, miserable Christian to go. We don't know how to deal with that. Corona's really kind of shaking us up. We need a little more John Owen. We need a little more suffering so that we could actually see the glory of Christ, because we're so stinking attached to the treasures of this life. And when you strip it all away, All you've got is Jesus, and that's more than enough. That's what the death and resurrection of Jesus means on a Good Friday, is that there is hope beyond the grave. Because look, the worst thing we could ever go through, Jesus has already been there for us, and we'll never have to experience that through faith in him. And the greatest thing we're ever looking for is still ahead. It's a resurrected body with Christ forevermore. And if you're gonna you can't just deny that. You can't just deny that death is coming for you. But the good news is there can be hope on the other side of that if you are trusting in him through faith. If his death is your death and his life is your life, and he takes on your sin, there is hope out there for you. But I've got nothing to give you. I got nothing for you if that's not true of you. So please don't waste this Good Friday. The best place you could be on Sunday morning is hearing a faithful man open up the scriptures and help you to understand your misery. Please don't deny it. If you're denying it, there's no reason to go. There's no reason to tune in because you can't hear it. But if you're able to look and go deal with the pain of actually experiencing the losses and misery of this world and seeing that the scriptures do complete the story, that you don't have to complete. You can rest in Christ and his resurrection. And he has a plan. All right. I hope that's helpful to you. Tune into Sunday morning. We'll be faithfully expositing the scriptures as we always do, as the best of our ability, to help us to understand our misery better and to look to hope in Christ. All right. God bless you so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this channel, please like it. Subscribe to the video. Don't be just a lurker, but subscribe. Be a part of the community, the Fully Alive community. I'm going to be posting some more health and fitness stuff on the Fully Alive lockdown, so be looking for that. Man, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all keeping with me. And Lord willing, 2 more days on the countdown, and we'll see you then. All right, God bless.